Shut up.
Hello, everybody,
Hello.
and welcome back to the Cage Corporation. This is the start of the second series of the Retro Cage. We're going to be talking about some of our experiences in arcade gaming.
You went
Yeah.
slightly Australian there.
Yeah, I know it's a bit weird, but
Okay.
we'll go with it.
The arcades.
So what was the first arcade game you ever played?
The first one I can remember playing was, besides obviously like things like Two Penny Pushes and things like that, which are in arcades, but not
video
yeah.
arcade games.
First one I properly played was in a campsite in Dorset. They had an original Simpsons arcade game.
Ooh, nice. That is quite a good one.
Now, see, same game,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
but this time on a school field trip to a place called Stubbington.
Oh, wow.
Could you find a more stereotypical sounding British town?
See, I went to Stubbington, and ironically,
No,
I
as
was
in
too
it was
busy
like
playing pool.
staying at a week and.
It's like a Stubbington activity centre,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I went there as well, and I ironically spent too much time not playing arcade games to play arcade games. First arcade game I ever played was actually House of the Dead 3
Oh, that's a good
in
one.
the bowling arena in Millbrook.
Yeah, so I played that same campsite ironically I think we went back there the year later and they had installed, it was either 3 or 2. The one that
2 was
starts
quite
with
popular.
the one that starts with the mansion and kind of zombies in the science lab.
Says on most of them.
Okay,
to be
fair
perfectly
enough.
honest.
Yeah.
So then, what's your favourite arcade game?
There's actually one we've played.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, favourite arcade game you've played, and then arcade game you would like to play.
Alright, favourite one I've played is still the Simpsons arcade game. A lot of fun. I got on the high scoreboard, like the preset high score ones
Yeah.
once. And it's one of those classic mistakes where like you don't know how to enter a name and you just make your name A.
Oh, right. What about you, Adam?
My favourite game I've ever played. So I'm still a little out of breath.
Yeah. We just came from a very intense game of
It was
badminton.
very intense.
We are sounding so stereotypically British today.
We just went. We were, Stubbington,
Stubbington, badminton.
All the rest of it.
My favourite game I've probably ever played is the Simpsons arcade game.
Oh.
If I could play an arcade game, my choice probably be Street Fighter 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What about you? What was the arcade game you'd like to play that you haven't?
Most people would think that it would be, well, until recently it was Mortal Kombat 2. Now, however, the Final Fantasy series has a fighting game spin-off called Dissidia, and the new version of it released in 2014 arcades only, and then now is being released as a game next year.
Oh, in the West.
Yeah,
Is it in arcades in the West or just in Japan?
it's going to become a console game in the West. Kind of
Because we
like,
don't have as many arcades here in the
True,
West
yeah.
as they do.
Cry. Yeah, so for me, my favourite arcade game is probably Sega Rally Championship 2.
Yeah.
It's the one I've played the most.
we've been playing that a lot here.
That a lot. But the one I'd like to play the most in the arcades would probably be Space Invaders. Actually, I think that's the one I'd like to play the most.
Good.
Possibly Pac-Man or Missile Command, but Space Invaders I'm quite good at, so I'm going to say Space Invaders. And then it comes down to what can we do? Obviously, arcade culture is nowhere near as big in the UK as everywhere else. So what would we do? What would you like from arcades more?
I think obviously more of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Mostly though, there doesn't tend to be any more fighting games in arcades. It's either here's like a quick RPG, maybe if you're lucky, but mostly it's either shooters, dancing, or just some random novelty.
Normally
thing.
driving games.
Yeah, we don't see. It's impossible to find a Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter arcade thing. Probably because they're ancient, but
I think I might have seen
Right.
like Street Fighter 4, possibly, and even then, I'm not entirely sure.
just whether it's a new one that needs to come in or whether developers like NetherRealm or Capcom need to say we need to invest more in making these again.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like they need to make a comeback. Fighting games in arcades are no longer connected.
That would be pretty cool to be able to play proper fight sticks rather than having to buy like 2 separate ones for whatever machine it is you're playing.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam?
I agree with Joe. There needs to be more fighting games.
Cool. See, for me, I'm going to base this off of the View in Eastleigh, where I went in there a couple of years ago and they had some cool games in there. They had like Time Crisis 4. They had like, pretty cool Mario Kart arcade game. That was pretty swanky. Some cool like motorbike racing games and all the rest of it. And I thought it was quite good. Nothing like spectacular for what it was. And I went in there a few weeks ago, and it was like Crossy Road, Pac-Man, and loads of like really crap games. Or there was like Terminator and Aliens games, and I was like shooters. And I thought, oh, these are cool, but they were designed to literally just for someone to just pop a £1 in and that's it, and then just go, oh, whatever, and walk away, rather than actually getting like proper, genuinely good arcade games.
It's why I'm glad, because there's another arcade here at the venue, but it's so broken down. It's a tiny air hockey table, a Terminator game which I have never seen work, and some kind of Guitar Hero game.
Isn't there a racing one?
I think there's a racing one there as well, but they may have taken that away.
Oh, right.
Because that got broke as well. Yeah, that got broke and they've replaced it with another thing that kind of needs to die out, arcades, which is those ones where like you put £1 in and then you might win a GoPro if you have like perfect vision and can see the future.
Yeah, those ones really sort of bother me. I think it's like there's got to be a mix. I can understand why they put them there. So obviously people go, oh, Crossy Road because it's popular.
Yeah.
But I think what it's missing is it's kind of missing the hardcore gamers. Like, I'm pretty sure that if you made like games good enough that people would want to keep putting pounds in,
Yeah.
then you got the right sort of market. Like apart from like Time Crisis 4, I mean, in terms of new games, I think I haven't seen any others in arcades in the UK.
No. There's one of the reasons I want to take you guys to France before nuclear war starts is there's a place just after you come off the Eurostar called Cité Europe, and it's meant to be like, oh, here's things that like both English and French and all this.
Oh, right.
And they've got a proper arcade there. DDR, shooter games, no fighting games, which irritates me. A modern version of Pac-Man, which is 4-player, and you all try and screw over each other.
That sounds cool.
That's good fun.
I played that.
But I went into that, and I found my sister was like, "Oh, Joe, we'll find a balance. We'll go on a DDR game." And I thought, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But that made me want to keep playing DDR because it was the proper arcade setting. It was good fun, and it was poorly lit, which is always a plus with arcade. The worse they are lit, and it's more just like the glowing blue of machines.
Oh yeah,
that's a better arcade.
I think the sort of good things that arcades have is like for games like racing games and like you said DDR and shooters is you've got like how many of us can sort of, especially nowadays where people have kind of given up on gun games, like light gun games because they don't work on on modern TVs. How many of us can sort of like hold a gun and actually like shoot stuff on the screen? And I think was it Ghost Squad that we played yesterday, Adam, that had like the recoiling guns and everything.
Yeah.
Now, that was an experience. That was awesome.
That was fun.
And then we also had like obviously with like Sega Rally and stuff, you've got like a proper gear shifter and wheels and pedals and all the rest of that. I think that's something that like it is definitely good for arcades. For arcades to have and something they should sort of play off. That's pretty much that. Can't think of anything else.
What would be? We've seen a lot of kind of arcade games which have moved to console and then tried to revamp themselves on it. Things like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and I'm sure games that aren't fighting games.
Yeah.
But what would you want that's already a console game to be moved to a arcade game?
Now it's funny you should mention that because
Time
it's
Crisis.
the only Nintendo Switch game that Adam remembered to bring with him this for this holiday, and that's ARMS, because that would be brilliant in arcades. That would be really good fun.
That would be fun.
That would be so fantastic. Big screen, 2 players.
Oh, Mario Kart though one.
Mario Kart's in the arcade.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mario Kart Adventures DX.
Oh, do you know what I want to see? I want to see a full-fledged RPG, like say, like a like a proper
Xenoblade or
yeah. Not,
something
well,
like
no. Okay, no, that would be too long because then you'd
Because the
that.
thing
Like
is,
a
obviously,
shortened version of
yeah an actual RPG of something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe make it like an hour long, but just give us an actual RPG.
Like a JRPG style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Hour long, no healing items, and there you go. That keeps
Yeah.
people like putting
or you
in the
can
pounds,
like yeah.
and then at the same time it's got
You could like put pounds in to get healing, or you could pay with real money.
So basically,
to
you
get
want to put
items.
DLC in the.
DLC in the arcades.
Though they tried it before. The company, I can't remember who did it, but it was like
I
a
don't know.
run
Yeah,
and done.
speaking
like
of
the
which, I don't know why
90s.
we're so pissed about DLCs, considering gaming started at £1 a pop.
Oh no, it was like 20p, 50p.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But now
I think if that's another thing, it's like bring the price of games down a little bit.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, there's a couple which nowadays the ultimate thing is £1, and you put £1 in, have a go, and it's just like, okay, I've walked away with maybe some tickets if I'm in a nice arcade, but
it does bother me when games are engineered towards tickets. Like
yeah,
but only if they're using a game that's not based for tickets, like Pac-Man.
yeah,
Something like Pac-Man, it's like, I'll have loads of tickets. And I don't want tickets. I want to play Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to
I
make
want-
a ticket-based game, make a ticket-based game. Something like Deal or No Deal was really quite good, actually.
Yeah.
because
Deal or No
of
Deal's a
the
good-
nature of the game.
Yeah, there's a deal or no deal at the local arcade where we are.
check out our vlog, and I think we
You,
briefly have it in.
you briefly see me play it.
Yeah, the vlog's probably going to come out after this. I'll be fair.
Yeah.
Adam played it a lot less this
Yeah.
time around.
Yeah, I've only played it twice in the whole week, in the whole like
Wow.
3-4 days
I
we've been
think
there.
one time he played it like 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a
Um,
butt ton of tickets though.
crazy idea here,
Well,
and the reason I said of like bring console games to arcade.
Yeah.
What about something like Mario Maker in the arcade, where you go in, you make a level, and you play ones that other people have made and saved on that machine?
that actually sounds like an awesome source idea. In fact, not quite the same, but an implementation of that could be
Yeah.
Sega had various arcade games where they were compatible with the Dreamcast's memory cards,
Mhm.
so you could you could save high scores and stuff to the memory card.
Oh wow!
And other things like that. And I don't know the specifics, but I do know that was something that happened, and that would be really awesome.
Oh, I got my first arcade game wrong.
Oh really?
It was now. People might recognise this more for the crappy kids show they made based off of it, but there was a machine. It was called Dinosaur King.
Yes.
Yes, and basically you put in £1, you got a free playing card which had like barcodes down the side, and then the
Alright.
more you played, you'd end up with a huge deck of cards. And there was regular dinosaurs, and then it was a rock paper scissor based attack, but you could swipe in special attacks that did more damage.
Wow.
So yeah, the more you played, you got a bigger deck, more powerful cards, and you could just keep going back, swiping in your most powerful dinosaur, your most powerful attacks, and just go through and try and beat the game with these crazy cards.
That sounds awesome. Because ironically, I was actually going
Yeah.
to say, like the dual terminals where you can get cards off of them in for
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I was actually going to say until you said that
Yeah.
that should be like a trading card game style thing. I think that would be really, really awesome.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if there's much of a crossover
I
market.
still have like a giant pile of about 50. That's how much money
I
my
think I'll have
nanmaster
to do some
gave me.
research into that, find out about it. 'Cause that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But I think that's all for today.
The only shame about that, sorry,
That's cool.
is that those cards don't have any actual values on them themselves. So they can't be used outside of the machine.
Ooh,
And that's rough. That's
Great.
really quite rough.
unless you made it, but made
Yeah.
it some alternative way. But
Mm.
yeah, I think that's about all for today. But
Yeah.
obviously I'll be coming back with my own retro series soon enough, including, ironically, or perhaps the reason this video is just in the first place, some arcade game reviews of Ghost Squad, Time Crisis 2, and Sega Rally Championship 2. So until next time,
Maybe next time something that doesn't have a 2 in it.
maybe 2.
Is there any actual arcade games that are the original ones?
No.
Well, all of those
Oh.
games I just named, yeah. Oh, Ghost Squad isn't 2.
Fair enough. Shut up.
See you
Rally's not
later.
too.
No, he said Sega Rally 2.
Sega Rally 2, yeah.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.